Hey guys, in this video I will show you lineups which you can do with Fate right here on Ascent, and you will start right here on A side with your utility called Hound. You can throw this utility pretty far, but I find the best spot with which you can reveal the most on A side is if you throw it, if you check these corners, these close corners, and then you aim on these flower pots and you throw it there on top of it. It's gonna land on top of this box and it's gonna spot pretty much anyone on the side, since it's gonna pop right here, and this is everything that it spots. Another way how you can do this is just by simply throwing it in the back right here. So you just simply come to this corner and you throw it as far as you can, and it's gonna spot mostly backside and these close corners as well. You can throw your Hound utility even over this wall, but it won't spot that much. You can throw it like this and it's gonna spot mostly these close corners, and it can be easily broken since it lands in this spot. One of the best lineups which you can do with this Hound ability that I found is by simply, if you make your way right here into this corner, and then you will see there's this brick which stands out a bit, and you just simply place your cursor on the right corner right there and you throw it. It's gonna land right here perfectly, and it would spot anyone who'd be behind the dices. It would land right here, just like that, and it would spot, most importantly, anyone in this area at the tree, or even anyone who'd be right here. So I will throw it once again. Very simply, you make your way all the way here on top of this box, aim right here on this corner and throw it. And you don't have to pop it, and this is everything that it reveals. Another great spot where you can use your Hound is once again this one. However, this time you will be aiming right at this corner. It is this long break, and you just aim to the left side of it and you throw it. This is probably the best one since it reveals the whole side. It pops right here on this corner. It would be hard to break and it spots everyone. If you made your way to the side, one of the best Hounds that you can use is just simply stand in this corner, hug it, and then aim to the right side of this spot, and you just wanna run a bit forward and throw it as soon as you run, just like this. It's gonna land on top of these right here in the back, and it would spot anyone who'd be in the heaven, and you can try to wallbang these enemies just like this. Once again, throw it. It should land right here on the roof, and just then you can wallbang. Very easy. If you are attacking middle, you can just simply try to throw it over here. You just want to run forward, aim at the top of this box, and then you jump and throw it at the possible moment before you hit this box, just like this. It should land on the other side of it, and it would spot anyone who'd be standing in this close area, or anyone holding with operator in this pizza house. When you are attacking on B side, there's not many of the great lineups, but you can use these two, which can be useful. You just want to aim right here on the top of the crowbar and throw it very simply. It will pop right here, and it would reveal if there's anyone in the market or in this cabin, or if there's anyone on site or the back side of the line. If you want to check close corners, you can very simply do this. Just simply bounce it off of this wall, just like that. It's gonna bounce off, and it should clear if there's anyone close market in this spot, or if there's anyone in these on stairs or under or at this switch, as you can see. When you are already on site, I would recommend to throw in your Hound right here. So you wanna bounce it off to make sure it lands on the roof, just like that. Just simply throw it, and it's gonna pop right here, and it would reveal anyone who'd be behind this wall, and you can combine it with wallbang it. It's super easily wallbangable, so definitely try it out. Now let's move on to Prowler. When you are attacking, simply when you are going on A, this is probably the best spot where you can use it. You can just simply send there your Prowler. It would spot anyone in these spots if it goes around the corner. If not, try to guide it a little bit further at the generator. That's what I would recommend you doing. So yeah, just simply try to go generator and clear that one. Right here on short, you can do a very similar thing just by simply checking it in these spots. If there would be anyone here, it would clear him, just like this. I will show you once again. Just something like this. And then when you wanna make sure that your Prowler will go to the tree. So if there would be anyone close in these spots, he would also get spotted. But definitely use it behind this corner. Right here on middle, you would just want to do this and send your Prowler straight up straightforward, and it would spot easily anyone in the market, or even if there's anyone hiding at pizza. Right here on B, if you are not sure if there's someone in this corner, you can once again use your prowler from this spot. Just simply use it like this. If there's not anyone, if he won't get spotted, and then you can also follow it up with going straight to the B side. Or you can just use it behind this corner. And I would recommend you curling this way, so if there's anyone in these spots, he would once again get spotted, and then you can go on stairs, since it's pretty common spot for enemies to play here, so you should definitely try to go that way. Now let's move on to your seize ability. When you're attacking, you can throw it just simply like this, and it would spot anyone in these spots, and you know that there's someone if there are these lines. Other ways, you can just very simply try to throw it behind this spot, but you want to make sure that you throw it a bit to the right so that you know if there's someone, just like this for example. That way you would know that there is someone here, and I would recommend you to run in so it lands a bit further, just like that. You would know that there's someone here. The same thing works for the generator. You don't really need a lineup, you just want to throw it like this, and it would find the enemy who might be hiding in this spot. The same thing works right here on church. You can just very simply bounce it off like this and try to spot if there's anyone in these spots, and you would get the info. The same thing works right here for the market. You just want to aim on this corner, and you would just want to run and throw it, just like that. And that way it would spot anyone in the market if there's someone holding you. I would usually try to clear this corner, just like that. Very simply, so simply throwing it like this will get you enough info. Another spot that you want to check, or you can check on B side, is this one. You just want to stand here in the back, line yourself up with this window, aim right here in the height of the lamp, run and throw it. And it should be enough, so that way it goes all the way into the back corner, or it would spot anyone who would be in this area. And lastly, of course, you can bounce it off of these windows, just like that, and it would land in this area, slowing and catching anyone who would be in here in the line. Now let's move on to defending with Fate. Right here on A side, if you want to get the info if there's anyone in front of in the A main, and you can want to use your hound, you can just simply ping it where you want it to land, just like that, and you simply aim above the wall, jump and run and throw it. Just like this. You don't need a specific lineup for this especially, and it would spot you anyone in these spots. Very simple. However, if you are retaking A side, this is a great lineup. You just simply want to aim to the right side of these flower pots, once again as you did before, and throw it. It would once again land on top of right here, and this is everything that it finds. It looks under heaven as well, anyone on the side or in these corners. Great and useful. If you want to reveal B main, just simply throw it through the window right here, and it's gonna do the work for you, and you can combine it with some wallbang spots. If you are taking B side, you can always, if you are right here on spawn, you can always just aim to the right side of this island and throw there your hound, just like that. It will always land close to the edge of this wall, and that way it will reveal a lot of sight, so you can get a lot of info. Just simply do that and you should be fine. Other way how you can do this is by simply throwing it over it and letting it land in the backside, and getting you the info if there's anyone in the line in this spot or anywhere on site. If you don't spot anyone, you have to be you can be certain that there's someone right here in the boathouse. Best way for stopping pushes right here on A side is just by simply bouncing off like that and throwing your seize there, and you will also get the info if there's someone there. Or for the retake, you just want to throw it at some spots, for example like this. You want to be in heaven and throw it very simply. You want to hug the back wall and throw it like that, and it will land perfectly right here at the generator. On B side, when you're defending, once again, you can throw it through these windows and get the info, or you can let your teammate peek with it and combine it with some of your raze utility or some mollies, which can get a kill for you. And lastly, your pull rollers. It's a great way how to use it, just by simply in aiming. You can stand behind this corner and then simply like sky a flash, throw it like that. Or when you are retaking, once again, you want to go heaven and send your pull maybe under the heaven or into the generator. Depends what you want to clear. And you can use your minimap to know where the prowler is going, and once again it usually will find someone and get you the info that you need. And very similar thing works right here on B as well. You can send your prowler into the B main and get the info if there is someone. Or when you are retaking from spawn, once again you wanna stand in a safe spot and send him like this to the stairs and get you the info. Or you can just simply send it like this and he might find someone for you. Lastly, to your ult, if you are ult in A side, you can ult the whole side just by simply doing this. So definitely do this if you are attacking there and going there. Or if you are retaking, once again you can do a very similar thing by simply doing this. Just like that. You will ult pretty much the whole side except this corner. So this is a great ult to use. And the same thing works on B side as well. However, on here it's not that great, but still you can cover a lot of spaces. I think doing it like this is the best since it stands a little bit of market and the whole spawn. And when you are retaking, you should be doing your ult from here and just in front of the switch, and just do it like this, and you will ult everyone on site, and you can combine it with your other utility to get even more info and the value of it. And it will start with your hound ability when you are attacking right here on A side. So the first one is my favorite one. You just want to stand behind this crate and place your crosshair on this little tip of the leaf, which is sticking out next to this building or above this wall. So you just simply place your crosshair there and you very simply throw it. And it's gonna land right here on the roof. It will spot anyone in this corner, here, or even here. It will pop right here, and this is everything that it spots. It's a great revealing ability, and this is one of the best uses. Second great lineup, you wanna be standing somewhere on this line, and you will line it up with, you will be looking straight into the roof, and you wanna line this yellow light, which you can see right here, and you want to make sure it is in this position in this top triangle, just like that. You place your crosshair anywhere on the yellow part and you run, jump and throw it, just like this. You just want to run a little bit so it doesn't go too far, just like this. Just like that, you jump, run and throw, and it's gonna land right here on this side of the roof, and it's gonna reveal everyone who is in these spots. It's once again one of the best revealing abilities that you can do right here, and it will spot even anyone in heaven and pretty much the whole site. And it's really unexpected, and enemies would not be looking at this area anytime. Lastly, here on chart there is one very simple one. You just want to stand anywhere in this area. You want to peek a little bit so that you can see this A, the letter A, which is right here on the side of the building. You place your crosshair on top of the A and you run, and you want to throw it as soon just before you hit this wall, just like this.
Where are you?
And it's gonna always land on top of the truck, and it will reveal anyone in these spots. Once again, a very useful one. Only spot that it doesn't get is anyone in close to the lamps or anyone who might be hiding behind this box. And if you are in a post-spawn situation and you end up in this corner and you have your reveal ability, you can throw it just by simply standing in this corner and aiming at the bottom of this. It's a fast, and it's gonna land perfectly right here, and it will spot pretty much the whole side, so that way you will know where the enemies are. If you want to get some early info, you can stand to the left side of this box and simply aim on top of this wall, on top of this box, the metal crate right here, and you jump around and throw it, and you wanna do it like this.
Where are you?
And you can get some early info by revealing if there's anyone in these spots, and if there is no one, they are most likely not going on A. When you are retaking A side, you can just wanna stand next to this corner, get yourself locked into this position, simply aim on top of this spot of this anthem and throw it, just like that. It's gonna pop right here, and it will spot anyone who would be in these spots. A very simple one, and it gets you a lot of info so that you will know where the enemies are. If you are attacking B, this is one of the best lineups that you must know. You wanna stand in this corner before the barrier goes down, and you just wanna place your crosshair right on this, where this the left bottom solar panel meets the roof. You place there your crosshair, and when the barrier goes down, you jump and throw it, just like this.
Where are you?
It's gonna fall through the window, and it would spot anyone who'd be here in hookah. Therefore, you can push it safely and you can get some info early on, and then you can continue and get into control of hookah. Another spot that you should know, you want to be standing right here to the left side of this box, just at this area. And when you jump, you will see there that there is this roof. You want to place there your crosshair and go up until you are in the height of this roof. Just basically you are a bit left of this wall, just like this. And then you just simply want to run forward and jump and throw it, just like this. It's gonna land right here and it will reveal anyone on site. So once again, you just want to stand right here, aim left side to this roof, jump and throw it, and also run forward. It's gonna land right here on this roof and it would spot anyone who'd be in this area. Very simple. If you want to do a simple one right here from hookah, you just want to stand in this corner and you will see the tip of this roof of this window, and you just simply place your cursor there, and there are these dots, so you just simply place your cursor in the middle one that's below it, and you throw it, and it's gonna land right here on top of the site and spot anyone who'd be in this area. Pretty much the whole site, but this one gets easily broken. If you are coming from long, you can just wanna stand next to this little flower right here on the wall. You stand here, you place your crosshair bottom left side of this little triangle, and you go up until you are in the height of this second log, just like this, and you throw it. It's gonna land here right on the roof and spot anyone in this area. Lastly, if you are retaking B side, you just wanna stand in this area and aim at the highest point right here on the satellites, these ones, and you wanna jump around and throw it while you are going to be just like this. It should land right here on top of it, and it will reveal any of the enemies who might be on site in these spots. So yeah, this one will be very helpful to retake site. Now let's move on to your C's ability, and we'll start right here on A side. So if you are going, you just want to stand once again here in this corner, and this time you will be aiming at this leaf right here on the left side. You aim there and you throw your ball, your C's ball, and it's gonna land right here, and it would spot anyone if there's anyone in this corner. Another one, very simply, you can throw from showers like this. You want to make sure that you aim in this height, so that way it would cover this whole area if there's anyone nearby. And lastly, you can just very simply always throw this C's like this into the lamps, and if there's anyone in this area, he would be spotted, and you can see that there's someone who was trying to hold you. Very simple. When you are defending, probably the best combo that you can do is to throw your C's ball right here, and also if you have a raze on your team, she should nade it. So you both throw your utility like this, and if there's anyone in this area, he would be stuck, and if you nade it as well, or viper molly it, or brim molly it, these enemies would have nowhere to go, and you can get some free damage at least, or even some free kills on the enemies. And if the enemy sage built a wall like this, or there are smokes, you can always throw your ball like this, so that anyone who would be planting is gonna get stuck in this spot. And once again, you should combine it with, for example, raze or viper molly or some other utility. Right here on B side, you can do very similar thing in hookah if you are defending. Just very simply, if you throw your C's there in this spot, which is probably the best one to throw it anywhere in this area where the entrance is, and once again combine it with other agents utility. And however, if you are attacking, you can do a very similar thing. You just want to be throwing this time your C's into the backside, for example like this. Very simply, the enemies would always be stuck right here, and once again you should nade it or molly it. Once again, probably the best thing that you can do with this ability. Or you can even check if there is anyone in this corner by simply throwing it like this, and if there is the line to the right, as you can see, you know that there's someone in that corner. And of course, you can do a very similar thing right here on long. Firstly, for this corner, you can easily bounce it off like this, and then you will know if there's someone, or just simply throw it behind this corner, just like that, and that way you can check if there's anyone right here. If we move on to Prowler ability, one thing which you should always do is send one like this into lamps, or you can send the other one on site, just like that, straight up, and he will check for you if there's anyone on the right close, or if he doesn't spot anyone, he would spot anyone who might be on site. But be careful, your prowlers can get stuck in this spot and they will go nowhere. Of course, you can use your prowlers here in showers pretty much the same way. You should be trying to send them like this, or you can control them and let them check the right side like this. So there's a lot of ways how to use them. Of course, if you are defending, I recommend you saving them, or if you know that the enemies are pushing, you can send one right behind this corner and peek with it, so the enemies would be trying to kill him. Or if you know that there's someone in hookah, you can send them through the TP, and they will kill, or they will stun and help your teammates right here. That's another way how you can use it. If you are attacking right here on B side through hookah, once again, use this to clear it. You can use it like this. They will go to the right side and clear the right, or you can send them to the left if you control them a bit, just like this, and they will check the left side for you. Very simply, and use them, it's really worth it. Another way, you can use them like this, but be careful, they will get stuck at this window and you will get zero value out of it. So I recommend you doing like this. You can send them on site, you just need to be close to the window and then you can send them through it. So yeah, and once again, send them anywhere on site and they will find the enemies for you. And you can do this also on long. The same way, you can try to check this corner by simply doing this. If there's no one, you can just let them go to the left side. They will firstly check this, and then they will check the left corner. Once again, very easy. Or you can just let them go on site, and they usually will spot anyone since they have a good range for spotting. So yeah, those are probably the best ones. And also, if you are retaking, you can also send them to the tube, for example, or they will go backside. There's plenty of ways how to use them, but definitely use them. They are a great utility to have. And lastly, to your ultimate, I would recommend you using your ultimate like this. You can use it either from this spot, so that way it will go deeper, or you can use it right here, which is not a big problem. Still, you will get really good value out of it, but you can stun your teammates, so be careful. Just use it like this, and anyone who would be in this area is gonna be revealed and you will get the info. But careful, the enemies on the right side right here won't get spotted. Once again, it's great to use for retake, so if you are right here, use it like this, just the other way around, and anyone who would be in these spots is gonna be revealed and you will have the trails to them. On B side, I would recommend you using it from hookah, either like this, or if you wanna use it from long, you can as well, but this time you should be standing in this corner so you get a bit more value out of it, and use it like this. And anyone will get spotted on site. Of course, if you are retaking, you don't have many options, so using it like this is fine, and you will get the value that you need to get. And you will start right here on A side when you are attacking with Fate and you have your Hound ability. So firstly, there's this simple lineup. You just want to stand and hop on top of these sandbags, and then you place your crosshair on this circle, on this left circle on the building, this one. Simply aim in the middle and throw your Hound ability. It's gonna land right here on top of the roof, and it will spot anyone who'd be in this corner or anyone who'd be right here on site, as you can see. Very simple. If you are deeper on long, you just can stand behind this box, behind these bricks, and aim in on this line, this line. Just simply aim in the middle like I do now, and you wanna jump and throw it. Just like that. It's gonna land right here on the roof, and it would spot anyone who'd be at the sewers, all the way there, and any of these spots as well. Or if you are coming out of sewers, you just wanna stand anywhere in this area and place your crosshair on this wooden part of the ceiling, just like that, and it's gonna land on top of these boxes every time, and it will spot anyone who'd be in these spots. When you are defending and you want to use your Hound ability, you can go here at the beginning of the round, and before you just hit this corner, you wanna be aiming right here. You wanna jump, ramp, and throw it, just like this.
Where are you?
and it will land perfectly all the way here, or it will land on top of this. But anyway, it will still get you the info if there's anyone, and this is really unexpected since no one would expect your hound ability to appear right here. If you are retaking A side, you can just simply go into this corner and place your crosshair right on top of this plank, on this wooden pad that is sticking out, and throw it.
Find you.
It's gonna land perfectly right here, and this is everything that it reveals, pretty much the whole side, and you will gather a lot of info for your team. Or the other way, you just wanna simply stand on top of this box and place your crosshair on the left side of this, once again the same stick that's just sticking out, just like that, and throw
Where
it.
are you?
It's gonna bounce off and land perfectly on this corner, pretty much doing the same effect as the one previous one. However, this time you are a bit closer to go in already. Or the other way, if you are in heaven, you just wanna simply aim for this corner and you just simply throw it there. You don't have to do much of anything else. And this is everything that it spots, pretty much the whole side, especially under heaven and everything here. If you have decided that you wanna go B, you wanna just simply throw your hound ability on top of this box. You don't have to think much about it, or you can just simply throw it and bounce it off to the right side or the left side. But doing this is perfectly fine, and it will land right here, and it will spot all of these spots. You can see a little bit of A-link, C-link, backside, and all these close corners, and get you a lot of info for your team if you can push or if the enemies are there. If you want to reveal spots in garage when you are attacking, you just want to go here and simply aim at this spot on the doors, right here, this one. Simply aim there and throw it.
Find you.
It's gonna fly through this part right here, and it will reveal anyone who would be in these spots. Very simple. Or you can just very simply bounce it off of the wall like that, and it will once again get you a lot of info if there's anyone in these spots. Once again, very simple, and gets you a lot of info. Right here on C, there's plenty of ways that you can use your hound ability. First of them is by simply doing this. You just want to stand here in this corner and look where this mountain meets the roof, right there. And then you just want to simply run and throw it, and also jump. So it's gonna look like this.
I'll find you.
And it's gonna go all the way here, and it would spot anyone who'd be in these three spots. It gets you a lot of info, just like this. Another way to do your hound ability is by simply standing in this corner and placing your crosshair above this line on this roof. Just simply place it there and throw it. It's gonna go over it, and it's gonna land perfectly on this box, and it will reveal a lot of spots, as you can see. Anyone who'd be right here. If you want to get some info at the beginning of the round, you just wanna simply stand in this corner and throw your utility just above this line. As you can see, simply place your crosshair there and once again jump around and throw it. Just like that, and it's gonna land right here, and it will reveal anyone who'd be in front of C, and once again gets you a lot of info. Now let's move on to your C's ability. You wanna use it, very simple lineup there is this one. You just wanna stand on these sandbags. This time you will be aiming to the right one, and you simply throw it, and it's gonna land right here, and it will reveal if there's anyone in these spots or anyone at this sewer area. If you are going sewers, you can use your C's by simply throwing like this and clearing both of these corners. Or if you are going more to the side, once again, you can just simply throw it over the boxes, and it will reveal if there's anyone backside. At least it will stun them. And once again, you can use it with raze, nades, or viper monies. A lot of ways how to use it. If you wanna clear this close corner, this one, you can use your C's like this by simply standing in this corner and aiming at this leaf. So simply stand there and throw it, and it will clear this corner. And when you are entering, you will see this little ball, and that will be the information for you that there is someone standing there. Another way how you can use it is by simply throwing it either in the window or throwing it either here to get the info if there's anyone in these corners. And the same thing works right here on C side. Once again, I would recommend you throwing it in the back right here, and then using it with the raze nade or some other utility, because since there's a high chance that there will be someone, or you can just simply throw it behind this default when you are running in, so that the enemies won't really peek you, and they will be usually low thanks to it, and they will be scared to peek you. When you are defending and you wanna play aggressive with your abilities, you should have your teammate here, and also you just want to stand here, aim into this area and throw it. If there's anyone, he would get stuck here, and you can use your grenade or viper utility, and you can do a lot of damage to the people since they will be stuck in that circle. And of course you can do the same thing right here in A main as well with the raze or with viper by simply throwing it like this, or you can do it even from sewers, but the timing in sewers is not that great, so I recommend you doing it from long. One of you can go into sewers and one of you can go to long, and you both can do this. Very simple, and it can be really effective if the enemies are pushing on eco. Now let's move on to prowlers, and we'll start right here in sewers. There's plenty of ways how to use it. You can very simply use it like this. If you will use it like this, it would spot anyone in these near corners. If not, it will continue its way and clear this area as well. Then if you are closer, you can use your other one by simply sending it like this, getting the info if there is anyone on the right, or you can send it to check this corner or send it behind the backside. It will usually find people there, and it is a great ability to use. And once again, if you are retaking, once again do the same thing. You can do it like this, very simply. It will clear the corners for you, or from heaven, but be careful, they can get stuck in this corner, so I would recommend you doing it when you are close to the window, and just send in one like this, very simply. When you are pushing B, you can do your roller all the way from here. They will get there and check the close left and right corner if there's anyone, or when you are close, you can once again use them always like this to check the corners if there's someone. I find most useful using your rollers in garage. You just wanna do this, simply clear the close left corners. If there is someone, they will usually find them, or you can send them like this to check the right side. Very simple. And then you can continue your way either into the window, where you can use your prowler like this. You should jump since the prowlers would get stuck otherwise if you did not, or you can just send them this way and they will check the left side or the right side for you. Now if you would be pushing C long, you should not be using them from here since it's a long way for them to go, but if you are in cubby, you can use them right here by simply doing this, or you can just very simply send them backside and they will check it. But be careful, if you send them like this, they won't check the left or the right for you, so you should be doing either like this if you want to check the right side, or the left side to do it like that. Lastly, ultimate. You can use your ultimate. The best way is right here on long. As you can see, it covers the whole side and even heaven and even the spawn area. So if you do it like this, you will always find if there's someone, and there will be these trails and you can find the enemies there. Very useful. If you are retaking on A, I would recommend you using either like this from the side, so that way your teammates can be in this area and they won't get affected, or you can use it like this as well if you will be in heaven, and once again it will clear the whole area all the way to long right there. The B side works the same. Once again, you can use it simply like this, and when you are retaking, I would recommend you using either from the side, since that way you would be the closest to it. So simply doing like this is absolutely fine. Lastly, on C, once again this ultimate fits perfectly on the side and it gets all the way to spawn and a little bit of garage. So if you do this, it will get you the info of where the enemies are and you can simply push. The retake is a bit harder since the ultimate doesn't cover the whole side, but if you clear the backside, the more of the backside, it should be fine for you. Or you can do it a little bit from the garage, and once again, as you can see, it covers pretty much most of the side. There are little corners that won't get really affected, but it should not be a big problem, as you can see. Very simple, and it will get you the info that you will need. And we will start right here on A side when you are attacking with this amazing hound ability. And firstly, you wanna stand in this corner right here, and you wanna be aiming right here at the beginning of the round into this corner, pretty much anywhere in this area. Then you just take it and you jump and throw it, just like this. It's gonna land right here in the bag, right here, and this is everything that it spots. It spots so many angles, and I find this one the most useful one, and it gets you the most info since the others don't get this many spots as I have experienced. Another one which you can also do is by simply standing here and throwing it to the side of this panel, just like this. You wanna jump, run and throw it next to it, and it will land every time around this area right here in the middle if you wanna check more backside, but it still gets you pretty decent info. If you are just trying to support your team, you can use your hound ability from here and throw it like this. Just simply run, throw and jump it, and it will land right here on the ramp. Meanwhile, your teammates can be pushing and you can support them with this reveal. The other way how you can use your hound ability is by simply standing here in the front and just aim next to this spot right here on the pillar where this dark line is, just right there, and you simply throw it. You just have to throw it, and it once again gets you a lot of info, and you can follow it up with pushing with your team. Very easy. When you are defending and you want to get some early info if there are enemies in front of A, you just want to stand anywhere on this middle panel, and you want to make this little gap between those two walls, and then you just simply place your crosshair right on this corner of this wooden part on the walls right there, and you simply throw it. It will go through the gap and it will land right here, and it will spot anyone who will be in this area, even anyone who might be hiding behind these boxes or anywhere near. Or you can do this other way. You just want to stand right here on this top stair and hug the wall, and then just very simply aim to the right side of this second panel, and you just once again simply jump and throw. It's gonna land right here in the back, and it would reveal anyone who would be in these spots anywhere. If you are retaking site, you can use this simple reveal on site. You just wanna line up this wall with this middle part, the teeth of the crown, just like that, and place your crosshair on top, and then you just simply run and throw it, just like this. And it will always land in the back of this right here, and it would reveal anyone who is backside. Really good to use this when you are retaking and you don't know how many players is site. Right here on mid, I would recommend you only one reveal, and it's by simply doing it like this to bounce it off of this wall, and then you can try to peek with it and push with it, since the enemies would be trying to usually break it, and then you can get the advantage of their crosshair placement, which would be messed up for a second. Now if you move on to attacking B, you wanna do this simple lineup. You just wanna be simply standing pretty much anywhere in front of this box and be placing your crosshair next to this satellite, and you wanna place it to the left of the middle part of it right here, and you just simply run and jump and throw it before you hit this, just like this. It's gonna land on the roof right here, and it will reveal anyone in this area, especially the part with the rafters, the backside, and heaven as well. Another way how you can use this hound ability right here is by simply throwing it on top of this. You wanna stand close to this corner and place your hound ability close on top of this back ceiling right there, and you just simply throw it. It will land right here on this corner, and it would reveal anyone who would be here in the backside side, or anyone who would be close. This one is really good if you are ready for push. If you are defending, you can try doing this on the rafters. You want to place your crosshair in the middle of these ceilings on the left side, so it will go perfectly through this gap, just like that, and you just want to throw it, jump around and throw it, and it will land right here at the beginning of the round, and it will reveal anyone who would be in front of B main. So once again, just like this, place your crosshair here, jump, ramp, jump, run and throw, and it's gonna land right here. If you are going for a retake, throwing your hound ability right here is perfect, since no one would be trying to aim in this direction, and it will once again spot a lot of area in the backside. Now let's move on to C's ability right here on A side. Very simple, you can just throw it like this to clear this corner, and if you want to know if there's someone, this ball will show up and you will know that there's someone hiding. Or you can do the same thing. Even if you throw it right here, it will spot anyone who will be on rafters, so just saying that to make sure you know that. Or you can throw it like this so that you check if there's someone hiding in the back right here, and once again you will spot the guy who would be hiding here. So there's plenty of ways. I would recommend you doing it right here on the ramp. If there's anyone going to peek it, you can always throw it. And if there's someone going to, since someone usually challenges this, if you know that it's someone's habit to peek this, you can throw this and get him stuck, and you can try to surprise him with your aggression there. If you are retaking, I would recommend you throw in your seize ball right here or to the backside, since this can grant you a lot of info or at least a little bit of space, since the enemies won't usually try to peek you when they are damaged. The same thing works right here. If you know that there is someone who's trying to peek this, just throw there your seize ball and you can try to catch him off guard. And you can do the same thing as you did on A side by simply throwing your seize right here to check these corners, or even the backside like this. Very simple, and it is very effective to use. Now let's move on to your prowlers. There's plenty of ways that you can use it. You can either send them ramp or just simple spawn. Simply spawn. Just like that into A main, it will go through and it will clear these corners for you. You can use them a bit closer, so that way you can get more value out of them. Just like that. And it can check these corners for you, or even here. You can send them even on the ramp, but it's a pretty long way for them to go there. So they will barely check it. If there's anyone, they will spot them, but they won't go a bit much further than that. So have that in mind, as you can see. These prowlers are also a great utility to use when you are retaking, so sending one to elbow is always a great idea, or you can try to even send him to check these close corners, or if you are coming out of heaven, like this, you can try to guide him under the heaven, just like this, to check if there's anyone in this corner. And usually it would spot him, and as you can see, it would bite him and stun him. When you are pushing middle, it's always a good idea to make sure that there's no one waiting for you. So just simply doing this, sending him to the vent, and then letting him go to the right is also a great utility. Or if you want to go to heaven, you can follow it up by doing this and letting them go either on the right side or the left side. It depends on what you want to rather clear. Lastly, on B side, you can use them as your sky flashes, just by simply send it one like this to make sure that there's no one holding you in this area. Or when you are about to push, you can send one just right here, so that no one will peek. Or as you can see, even if you send it this way, it would still spot the guy who can be right here. And of course, the same thing works for retake. You can send one like this, you can send him behind the pillar, or you can... I would recommend you trying to check this corner by simply guiding him there. Or if you are coming from spawn, of course, you should always check the left side. But if you know that there's no one, you can just simply send them to side, and they would either send them behind the pillar, or usually there's someone hiding in the backside, so you can stun them, flash them, and you have the advantage. Lastly, your ultimate. It's a great tool right here. As you can see, it covers the whole backside, but it doesn't get anyone in heaven. So I would usually try doing something like this, so that way you get the most value out of it. Usually people won't stand here in the back, and they are most likely to stand here on the rafters. So doing it like this seems fine. If you are taking, you can do your ultimate from heaven. This will get pretty much the whole side, the whole elbow. But if you do this, you should have in mind that the people who are under the heaven won't get caught in that. Or you can do it from spawn as well, just doing it like this. But once again, the people on the right side would not be caught in that ultimate. On B side, we are coming into the same problem as we were coming in on A side. You can do your ult like this. I would recommend doing it like this, since usually enemies will try to hold it from tower. Or if you want to make sure that there's no one on the left, doing this is also fine, but you need someone to smoke off the heaven. So that's the only way. And if you are trying to retake the site, or there's aggression on A, on B, doing your ultimate like this is absolutely great, since it stuns most of the important spots. And especially you should always be trying to stun the backside. So doing something like this is also a good idea, and you don't have a long way to go. Just like that, and everyone would be stunned. A great way. And we will start right here on A side when you are attacking. So for the first lineup with your hound, you wanna stand right here on this line in front of the nest where these arrows are, and you just wanna hug the wall right here. Then you turn around and you wanna place your crosshair right here on the bottom side of this hole in the ceiling, just right here, pretty much anywhere. It doesn't have to be pixel perfect. Then you take out your hound and you run, and before you hit this, you just wanna throw it, just like this.
Where are you?
It's gonna land perfectly right here, and this is everything that it spots. Anyone would be in these spots, as you can see. When you are retaken on A side, you can try to use this hound ability. You just wanna stand pretty much anywhere in this door frame, right here in the nest. Then you place your crosshair right on here on this little line,
There.
just right there, and you throw it.
I'll find you.
It's gonna land right here, all the way here. It would be hard to break, and it would spot anyone who'd be in these spots. Really cool one to use. If you want to get early info at the beginning of the round, just climb up on this dice and throw your hound ability right here into this corner at this area. It doesn't have to be very specific, it doesn't really matter where you stand, you just wanna run, jump and throw it.
Where
Just
are
like that. And it's gonna land here, really far on the belt, and it would spot anyone in this area. If you end up in a situation right here at the jail, you can do this simple lineup. Just simply stand like this so that these corners are aligned, just like that. And then you just simply place your crosshair above this little line. Doesn't have to be very specific. You should be at this wall, and then just simply run and throw it,
Where are
just like that. And it's gonna land pretty much always on this screen, and it would spot anyone on site. You can use this when you are in a post-plant situation, or even when you are attacking. Right here in mid, you can try doing this one. Just simply stand in this area on this mid ramp next to it, on this little boiler, and then you just simply place your crosshair right here on this corner of the container, and you run and throw it, just like that. It's gonna land right here, and it would get you some info if there's anyone on mid. When you are defending B and you wanna know if there's someone in front of the B main, just simply stand right here, and then you look straight, and you just simply place your crosshair next to this thing, right here on top of the container. Doesn't have to be pixel perfect, you just simply place your crosshair there, jump and throw it,
Where are you?
just like that. It's gonna land right here on this corner. You can use this when you are in your taken site and you wanna know where the enemies are. This would reveal them pretty well. Or if you wanna know if the enemies are in front of B. If you are retaking B and you are in this position, just simply jump on top of this barrel. In this corner, place your crosshair right here on this little cross at the ladder. And you just simply place your crosshair there and throw it. It's gonna land perfectly right here every time, and it would spot anyone in these spots. If you are attacking on B and you wanna get some info, just simply stand right here in this door frame at this spot right here. Place your crosshair on top of this corner, this one, and you just run and throw it. And you wanna do it pretty fast,
I'll find
just
you.
like that. That way it will land perfectly on this corner, and it would spot anyone in these spots. One of the best lineups that I found, which you can use for post plant, is by simply going next to these barrels and this box in that corner, and you place your crosshair right on top of this container where these lines are, where these ropes are, and you just simply jump and throw it at the highest point, just like that.
Where are you?
And it should always land pretty much on this corner, which would reveal pretty much the whole site and anyone who would be defusing, even just like that. And as you can see, this is everything that it reveals. I will throw it once again here, and as you can see on the minimap, this is everything that it reveals. If you are playing in the kitchen and you want to get the info if there's anyone in front of B, once again, you aim on this corner and you jump, run and throw it.
I'll find you.
It will fly over it perfectly and land right here in the B main, and it will reveal anyone in front of B or anyone in the main. Now let's move on to your C's ability. So if you make your way here at the pipes and you wanna stand pretty much anywhere here, and you just wanna aim above this generator, pretty much in this area, doesn't have to be real specific, I would recommend you aiming above this one. Then you just simply run, jump and you just simply run and throw it, and you just wanna be aiming in the height of this ledge. So it will look like this.
We'll catch them.
Great thing, you don't have to even reveal yourself, and you will get the info if there's anyone behind the dice or behind the generator. And you can even see the ball which would be there. So once again, just simply stand in this area, run and throw it. without revealing yourself, and you can gain a lot of info. If you know that the enemies are planted in default, you can do this if you have a shock dart to combine it with, or raze, nade, or viper molly. Just simply place your crosshair where these lines combine. It's right here, as you can see. Just place your crosshair there, run a bit forward and throw it. Just like that. And it's gonna land perfectly on the default plant, and it's gonna deal a lot of it will take a lot of HP from the guy planting. If you wanna play aggressive and you have a, as I said, the raze nade, you can combine it together, and at the beginning of the round just simply nade right here. So all you wanna do is just simply run and throw it like that, and it's gonna land all the way here in the back, and it would catch anyone who would be in this spot, and if you have a raze, she will nade it, and you can get a free kill like that. And of course the same thing works right here. You just wanna throw your ball, this time right here, just like that. Once again, it can get a free kill since the enemies cannot outrun the circle and they will be damaged. Another way how you can combine it is by simply doing this lineup. Once again, stand in this corner between the barrels and the box and place your crosshair right here on this crane where these metal parts are. As you can see, you just jump and throw it. And it's gonna land perfectly on the default plant right here. Of course, if you wanna know if the enemies are planting, just simply throw your ball like this. It will catch the enemy, deal damage to him, and you can try to spray him through it. A very simple way since he cannot run away and you can get a free kill. Now let's move on to using prowlers right here on A side. One of the ways is by simply guiding them like this to the left side, and they might catch a guy who'd be in these spots, or other way is from the below, once again the same way, just like this, and you guide him there. Or you can send him to check behind the default right here. If you are using one for retake, just simply use them like this. They will check the backside, especially behind the dices or under the heaven for you. Very simple, and this ability is great for a lot and can get you a lot of info, so definitely use it. If you are going B, I would recommend you letting your prowler check these two spots, since those are one of the most common spots where the enemies can be. Make sure they look there that way, and they will fall. They can simply continue the way behind the yellow, and if there will be someone behind the yellow, they might be aggressive immediately and can stun the guy there. Just be careful. If you are sending your prowler this way, they will get stuck at this spot, as you can see, just like that. They cannot go below it, and they have to go around it in these spots. So have that in mind, since the prowler can get stuck in this spot as well. When retaking, make sure your prowler always checks behind this box, since it's pretty common for enemies to play there, and if there's someone, you will get the info, or you can just very simply send him behind the yellow to check if there's someone. Let's move on to your ultimate right here on A. It covers pretty much the whole side, as you can see, and it will get all the way to rafters and check everything for you if there's someone, except this spot, but it should not be a big problem. If you are retaking, just simply do it the same way, either from heaven like this, and it will go all the way here in the back, or you can do it even from here, but you won't get that much info, so you should know that, since it won't go very far in these spots, but it will get the whole side perfectly. If you are attacking on B, the best ultimate is probably something like this, since it clears these close spots and the hole behind the yellow. But if you have cleared that, you can just very simply do this and stun the side. But be careful, you don't go all the way back to the snowman and all the way to spawn, just the whole side. However, if you are taking, it's a bit better, since you can get a lot of info out of it, just like this. I think doing it like this is the best, as you can see. It won't go that far into the B main, however, usually enemies are not that far, they are usually at these spots and will still get them. Especially you want to get the yellow and these close corners where enemies usually peek. And we'll start right here on A side when you are attacking. So for the first lineup, you want to stand right here at the drop, and you want to go here to this corner, and then you turn around and you want to place your crosshair right here. You can see that there are these two colors, this darker one and this lighter one, and the area where it meets this side of the building. You just simply place there and you throw there your hound ability, like this, and it's gonna reveal the whole site, as you can see. Anyone who's on site is gonna get revealed. It checks all of these corners, all of these spots, as you can see. Even anyone who would be here or in the main, you can still spot him. A really simple one, and it gets you a lot of info. Of course, from the same spot you can do this one as well. Just simply go anywhere, pretty much on the ramp, pretty much anywhere, and just simply aim on the left bottom side of this tip right here. Just simply aim there, throw it, and it's gonna land right here on this box, and it will reveal all these positions. If you are coming out of A main, I would recommend you doing this one just by simply placing your cursor right here and throwing it. It's gonna land right here on top of the site, and it would reveal all of these spots, even anyone who would be here, here, or pretty much anywhere, as you can see. If you are retaking A, there's not many special lineups which you can really do. I would just try to go here and try to throw it in the back, so that way you will get the info if the enemies are in these spots. And it's probably the best one, since there's not many lineups, it's pretty closed area and it's hard to throw anywhere here. If you are attacking on B side, I would recommend you doing this one. You just want to simply hop on top of this box and stand on this corner, pretty much anywhere. You don't have to stand specifically in one spot, anywhere here on this side. And then you want to be placing your cursor in the height of this, pretty much in the middle of it, and line it up with this grassy part, with this one. Just simply aim it and make it into the right angle, just like that, and throw it. Doesn't have to be pixel perfect. It's gonna end up right here, and it would spot anyone who would be in these spots, as you can see. Another lineup is right from here. You wanna stand on this side, on the left side of this wall, simply hug it, and you wanna place your crosshair right on this corner, right this one, and you jump and throw it. And it's gonna land right here on this corner, and it would spot anyone in this area, anyone in the canteen, behind the dices, or anyone in the tower. If you are defending, one of the best lineups is doing this one for get the info if there's anyone in front of the B main. You just wanna stand in this area, aim on the tip of this tree, right, this one, and you wanna jump and throw it and run it. You wanna jump, run, and throw, just like this. You just wanna run for a bit, and it would spot anyone who would be in front of it, anywhere in this area. A really good one. The enemies would never expect that, and there's no way that they will break it. If you are going for a retake on A side, you can just use this little window here and throw your eye like this. It will fly and land on the roof, and it will spot anyone who would be in this area. You can get the info there's someone arcade, or anyone pushing spawn, or anyone at the tower, or anywhere on site. Another way how you can get the info is by simply throwing it over this wall, just like this. And it's gonna end up pretty deep in spawn, and you will get the info if there's anyone in front of arcade. Now let's move on to your cease utility on A side. The best way how to use your cease utility is by simply throwing it under the side to get the info if there's someone right here, or just simply throw it on top of the side, either like this, of the back wall, or you can throw it on the stairs, bouncing off of this wall, and it will get you the info if there's anyone. The enemies will be damaged, and you can simply kill them. You have the advantage there. If you are going on B, I would recommend using your cease ability right here at the arcade for the info if there's someone behind it, or simply throwing it there, so that guy who would be here would be trying to run away and would not peek you, and you can just simply chase him down, and you can combine with your flashes and other utility. Also, if you are pushing from here, from this long area, you can throw it behind the dices. I think that's the best spot where you can throw it to get the most value of it. Or you can just simply throw it towards the heaven, just like that, and it could spot anyone on these stairs. If you know that the enemy is planted right in this corner, you should throw there your cease, and if you have a raze, viper, or brimstone, you should combine it together and throw it into the corner and get a free kill on the guy planted in there. Very easy, and it is really effective, and definitely do this. And of course, you can do a very similar thing when you are retaking A, just by simply throwing it right here, and you can have your teammate very simply nade it or molly it as well. Now let's move on to brawlers. Best thing you can do is by simply checking this hallway. If there is someone, you can use this one for it. It will usually check these corners for you, and it would catch the guy and stun him right here, and you can combine, and then you can follow it up with pushing that guy, and then you can use your other brawler to clear in these other corners. And if there would be anyone, he would spot it, and if it gets on site, it will spot anyone who would be here. So once again, use this utility, it's real helpful. Of course, you can do this from the drop as well. Simply lead your prowler under the side and it will find its enemy. The same thing works right here on B side. However, the prowler cannot climb here unless it spots the enemy. So let's say if the enemy is there, you send there your prowler and it will see him. It will climb the wall. However, if it doesn't spot him, it will not climb that. So I would recommend using your prowler to the side right here and trying to go and check the spawn. And if there's someone on spawn, it will usually get him. If you are going from long, usually try doing this. Very simply, lead your prowler to the side. It should find its enemy. But this is quite a long way to go for the prowler, so doing it from this corner or when you are closer is not a bad idea either. I would recommend you sending your prowler like this towards heaven, and if there's anyone in heaven, it will find its target. Of course, you can do same thing on spawn as well, like this. And it can, as you can see, it will spot the enemy on this long range as well and still get him. Best way to ult A side is simply from these tunnels by simply doing this. As you can see, it will get the whole site and anyone on the site is gonna be traced. So once again, very simple. And when you are retaking, doing it from spawn, very simply like this, as you can see on the map, it would cover the whole site. When you are attacking on B and using your ultimate, doing your ultimate like this is probably the most efficient. As you can see, it covers the whole site, it gets the spawn, it gets most of the tower. This part the enemies won't be stunned, but you can move it a little bit to the right, as you can see, and it will still get a pretty decent size of it. So doing like this is probably the best, and as you can see, it will get the whole site. So definitely do these. The enemies will be traced from the underground right here, and you can get them. And of course, when you are retaking, it's pretty much the same story. You just do it from the canteen, or if you are behind this spot, you can do it as well. And you will start right with your hound ability right here in A main. So first of all, you want to stand in this area, so that way enemies cannot see you from here, so you can be hidden to line yourself up with these pipes. Then you simply will go up, and you want to place your crosshair on this one.
There.
On this thing, on the metal. You want to stand pretty much in the middle, and you run forward and throw it, just like that.
I'll find you.
And it's gonna always land right here, and it would check anyone who'd be in these spots, as you can see. However, it doesn't go that far, as you can see. It goes all the way here.
There.
So the enemies who would be here, it would check only behind these two pyramids and the backside right here.
Where are
Just like that, once again. So have that in mind if you use this. Another one is right here at the drop. You just want to stand right here at these tubes, at these wires. Turn around, and there is this little window. And just simply place your crosshair right here. Just there, and you simply throw it. It's gonna land on top of this, and it will reveal anyone who'd be in these spots, as you can see. So anyone right here, and it will even see through this and find anyone who'd be behind this spot. Another one which you can use when you are recreating site is by simply going here, stand right here, and place your crosshair in this spot in the middle of this tube, right below this. Just right here. You simply place your crosshair then and throw it. And it will reveal all these spots, as you can see. It's gonna land on this corner and reveal anyone who'd be right here in these spots. Another way how you can use it, your hound, when you're attacking, is if you are behind these in this spot right here, you can just simply aim at this switch. Just simply try to throw it on top of this. You just simply aim over this right here and jump around and throw it. Just like that. And it will usually pretty much always land right here. And it will spot anyone who'd be backside. Pretty much on all of these spots. Super easy to use, and it can get you a lot of info, especially if you're playing post plant. Another way how you can use it behind these bricks is by simply aiming right here, running and jumping forward. Just like that. And it's gonna get stuck and reveal anyone in these spots. Once again, super useful in post plant. Now let's move on to if you're attacking B, and first, very simply, the first one, you just wanna simply stand anywhere in this area when you peek this, and place your crosshair in the height of this second brick. And then simply throw it. It's gonna land on this first pillar, and it would reveal anyone who'd be in these spots and clear actually a lot of area for you. Second way, which is a bit harder to do, but you just want to stand, make sure there's this little gap between those two walls, place your cursor in the middle, run, jump and throw it, just like this.
I'll find
And
you.
throw it before you hit this wall. And it's gonna land right here, and it will check especially this backside and clear it perfectly for you, and also these spots. I will throw it like this, so that you have the idea. And however, it doesn't go all the way here in the back, it ends right here in these spots, so it won't clear that corner for you. So just have that in mind if you use this. If you are taking B or the enemies are pushing there and you are coming from middle, you can just simply run like this. It doesn't have to be super specific, you just want to jump, run and throw it over this wall. I would recommend you throwing it right here like this, and you want to throw it when you are pretty much nearby to this wall. So it should look like this.
Where are
Just like that. It will fly over it and land all the way here in the back usually. Sometimes it will fall down, but it should not be a problem. It still can get you a lot of info. It's really unexpected, and the enemies will never break it. So if it lands right here, it will spot everything in these spots,
there?
behind these, if there's someone planting, and also anyone in this area. Really good to use. One of the ways how you can use your seize ball is by simply throwing it right here, which is a really common spot for enemies to plant, and you should combine it with your viper molly or race nade. Just simply hop on top of this, and there's these metal bars which are connecting at this spot. Just simply place your cursor in the center of it and throw it, and it will land perfectly on this corner, and it would check and it would get anyone who'd be in this spot. Another great spot where you should use your seize ball is right here. Once again, use it to clear it just by simply throwing it like this. Nothing special, but it's still, use it with your molly or something. It's pretty common spot for enemies to be there. There's usually at least one enemy. When you are attacking, I would recommend you trying to clear this corner, which is usually the most annoying one, just by simply throwing it like this. And once again, you can find the guy here, and you will know that someone is there simply by this ball, which will reveal their position. Right here in B, it is better to use just like this. If the enemies are pushing, you can hear it, just throw it there, and once again you can try to combine it with other utility. However, if you are pushing, mostly a health spot is very simply this corner. Usually enemies are there, so you just simply throw it like this and bounce it off of the wall, of this wall, and it will usually get the guy who might be holding in this position, or who might be right here. So once again, try to use it. It's not that hard to use, but try to combine it with other agents as well. Let's move on to your parallel ability, which is pretty good to use to clear these close corners. So definitely when you are using your parallel, make sure it checks the left and the right, and then you can send him to the backside. Make sure he looks there, otherwise he would not be activated and it would not spot the enemies if it just went straight up like this. In this case, it would only spot anyone on the right side. And as you can see, it will make its way all the way there. But the angles are pretty far from this gate, so doing it like this is fine idea as well, since if you did that like that, you check the left side and it would go behind this pyramid. If you are defending, once again, sending one at the beginning of the round, just like this, is a pretty good idea, since it gets you the info if there's someone here in this A shop. Using your prowlers on B side is probably much better. Once again, try to use them like this. Make sure they check the right side. If I send him like this, I don't think he would check it, as you can see. As you can see, he would not look to the right, he would be just take aggro on the guy on the left. So make sure you look that way and clear that corner as well. And of course, doing this at the beginning of the round is not a bad idea. It will check if there's anyone in the B main, and it would be activated, since enemies usually push this immediately, and it would make its way all the way here. Using your ultimate on A is pretty difficult and very situational. You can use it either like this to clear the whole right side behind the pyramids. It will clear all these corners, as you can see. Of course, you can use it like this as well. However, as you can see, it won't go all the way here in the back. So I would recommend you using it like this and checking the right side and having the viper wall on the left of it. So that way you will know if there's someone or not. When you are retaking, it's pretty much the same case. As you can see, it won't go all the way here into this corner or this corner, so you have to choose. Would you rather check this corner or the backside right here? I would recommend you doing this one, since enemies would usually be standing close to the pyramid and not all the way here in the back. So doing it like this seems fine. Right here on B, I find the most important to clear the backside right here and this side. Since you can have your Viper wall like this, it should not be a problem. Just simply doing this is fine, and it would get most of the enemies, as you can see, since those are the most common spot where the enemies are. When you are retaking B, your ultimate is not that great. As you can see, if I used it at this spawn, I won't get much info out of it. I could use it from this corner and clear the backside just like this. However, still, enemies can be anywhere in these spots, but doing it right here is probably the best, since if you did that from tunnel, when you are right here, is once again, it doesn't go all the way in the back, as you can see. But if you did that at this spot, I think this one is the best, but this spot is hard to get to, since you can get killed on the way there, but it will clear most of the backside. Or you can clear the main if you know that the enemies are there. It really depends on you, and it's really situational. So it's your choice, and you will see. And try to get info first to know where the enemies are. So that's all about this map, Breeze. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and see you guys soon. Bye.